The time is here. Very soon, we will be hearing once again. Dun 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 dun. Okay, all right. You already know what time it is. Okay, it is
Yes, ma'am.
time for House of the
The
Dragon.
dragon.
Okay.
Yes.
Welcome to the Margins to Movies podcast, baby. And this is a very special video for us because I cannot express enough how much I love Game of Thrones. Okay, Game of Thrones is my favorite book of all time. So, House of the Dragon, I found out it was coming out. You know, I had to read Fire and Blood, I had to go back and reread it as we prepare for season 3. And now that myself, Nita Key, the homie Della B have a YouTube channel, we have to review House of the Dragon. Okay.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
exactly. What are we doing today, Della?
Okay, so today we are reviewing season 1 of House of the Dragon. We're going to go through every episode. We're going to rank them and tell you which was our least favorite and which was our most favorite. But before we get started, if you haven't watched it yet and you want to watch it before they start season 3, now's the time to go ahead and watch it. Make sure you come back and check us out. Subscribe for us as well. Please like and subscribe. Okay, so our least favorite would have been episode number 3, which was called Second of His Name. In this episode, Daemon and Lord Corlys are still fighting the Crab King on the Stepstones. They're not winning the war. The king decides he's going to send help to Daemon. Daemon faces the Crab King, kills him, and that's kind of what's going on in this episode. So this was our least favorite of all 10 of the episodes.
Yes, in terms of that episode, I have the fewest notes on that episode, so it's easy to say that's number 10. What I really, liked about the episode was we saw the relationship between Alicent and Viserys, where Alicent told him, basically, you need to go and help your people in the Stepstones. It's not about you being mad at Daemon and Corlys for defying you by fighting in the Stepstones. It's about what's better for the people of your kingdom, right? And so he listened to her, and we really saw the dynamics of the relationship where she was someone that gave him counsel and someone that he valued in terms of listening to her opinion. So I like that. And also I really like the Stepstones battle sequence. Baby, Daemon Targaryen is a bad man. Okay, he is a bad man. When he stepped into those Stepstones and he was walking through and they thought he was about to surrender and he said psych. Okay, and he brought down all the homies, honey. All the homies came through to fight the Stepstones. The only thing I wish is that his actual battle with the Crab King, I wish we could have seen that. So we didn't see that actual battle. But yeah, that was the least favorite. Okay, so that was number 10. Number 9 is episode 2, The Rogue Prince. Okay, so for The Rogue Prince, really not much happened. We saw that Rhaenyra, as the cupbearer for her father, she was trying to give advice because she is the heir to the throne. And they were like, look, girl, why don't you go pick someone else to be on the King's Guard? Why don't you just go and attend to that conversation? Because we don't need you in here. You don't know what you're talking about. So she went and she was actually responsible for choosing Sir Criston Cole to be in the King's Guard because he had actual battle experience, okay? And I like this episode because they showed little hints that Rhaenyra would actually be a good queen, or she was actually thinking like a queen. And when I was reading the book, they didn't really show evidence. I felt that Rhaenyra would actually be a good queen. I also like the conversations that she was having with her father because it shows that they had a really, really strong bond. Also, there was a moment where Rhaenyra was talking to Rhaenys that was really good. And Rhaenys basically told her the truth. She said, baby, you're heir to the throne, but these men would rather blow this kingdom up than have a woman sit the Iron Throne. Rhaenyra was like, baby, they just didn't want you to sit the Iron Throne, okay? But, my dad named me heir, and people, they bent the knee and all this. And Rhaenys was like, okay, you're going to find out. You're going to learn the hard way. Also, it was in this episode that Viserys announced that he was going to marry Alicent. And I thought that he just had a very deep conversation with Rhaenyra about the fact that he had to marry and he missed her mom and all that. So I just thought him having that conversation with her and not bringing up he's going to marry Alicent, blindsiding her the way that he did in that council meeting, I didn't think that was cool. So
Yeah.
not much happened that episode. That's why it's number 9.
Yeah.
Reactions to episode 2?
Well, the one thing that really tripped me out was at first they were trying to get the king to marry Lady Lena, who was Lord Corliss's little girl. I mean,
Little girl
little
being the operative term.
I mean, and it was so funny because when he was walking with her, in the little garden or whatever, it was like he just did. It was like, I don't know what to do with this little girl. I don't know what to say to her. I just have no clue. So that I was like, boy, yeah. Okay, I was so glad that didn't happen. So that was
That was
just one of the
wild.
things that kind of threw me off a little
That
bit.
was
And even
wild.
I know, and his face was like, "What y'all want me to do with this little girl?"
Yeah,
So that was kind of funny to me, but, thank God he didn't marry her. Although
exactly.
it did kinda throw Rhaenyra off when he did say Allison, she felt betrayed.
Yes,
So,
she
she
did.
was
And a
betrayed by
couple
that.
things that were different from the book I think we could mention here is that in the book, Viserys was not as old as he is in the TV show. Okay.
That's right,
So
that's right.
yeah, he was a little bit younger. There wasn't a big age gap between him and Allison because when he and Allison got married, let's see, it said he was not yet 30 and
Mhm.
Allison was 18.
Yeah.
So there was definitely no more than 11-year age difference. Rhaenyra at that time, she would have been about 9 in the book, right? And then
Mhm.
Lena really was 12 in the books. And they're like, oh, she said her mom says I wouldn't have to bear you till I'm 14. That's in 2 years. You got this man over here looking like her great great granddaddy?
What it look like? 2 years? Uh-uh.
Absolutely not. That was okay. All right. So that was basically episode 2. Not much happened.
Okay, so next up would be our number 8 on the list. So our number 8 is going to be episode 4, which is called King of the Narrow Sea. So in this episode, Princess Rhaenyra, she has been sent on a tour to find someone to marry. She cuts it short because she gets bored with it. None of the guys are of interest to her, so she ends up going back to the kingdom. At the same time, when she gets back to the castle, she sees that her uncle, Prince Damon, has returned to the castle. So he sees her, gives her gifts. That's kind of like what he does all the time when he sees her from being away for a long time, brings her little trinkets or whatever. So or he sends her a little outfit so she can dress up like a boy to hide her identity and tells her how to sneak out of the castle. He takes her into the city to the house of ill repute. Okay. Then at this house, yeah, he and her get a little cozy. He kisses her. She kisses him back. Remember, she's young. He's the uncle. And they almost get ready to go a little bit further, but then he backs away. She gets a little frustrated. She returns to the castle and that's when she sees Sir Kristen and she calls him in. That's her King's Guard. That's her protector.
Mhm.
And she calls him into her room. And first, he's a little bit hesitant because he knows he has made an oath, but then he can't resist. So he goes on. And then that becomes her first lover. And they continue to be lovers for a while after that. So what happens is the Lord Hand, he ends up finding about what happened between Damon and Rhaenyra. And he tells the king about it. The king gets really upset. He doesn't believe him. And then he tells him, why are you following my daughter around in the first place? He pretty much fires the hand, tells him to go away. And then Queen Alicent, she goes to Rhaenyra. She asked her, is this true? Rhaenyra says, no, this is not true. This is not true. The queen is not satisfied with that. So she digs a little bit deeper in the episode. She finds out the real truth as far as what happened. But in the meantime, the king, he tells Rhaenyra, Rhaenyra, this throne is much bigger than you, and you got to step up to the plate. In the meantime, the king, being pissed at what Damon did, he pretty much tells Damon, you go back to the Vale, you go back to your wife, and I don't ever want to see you again. Nita, did you have something you want to add to that one?
Okay. Rhaenyra, she's looking at these suitors that are not related to her and who have not sworn themselves to the King's Guard. And she's like, they're boring. Okay. And then she goes on to engage with her kin, her uncle, and also a knight of the King's Guard. So it definitely looking like Rhaenyra doesn't want anything coming easy. She wants to do things the hard way. All right. I did like that Viserys finally fired Otto Hightower. I did not like Otto Hightower. I think he's uppity. He's always scheming,
Yep.
right? And I am glad that he got fired. What I don't like is how he blamed his daughter, Allison, for him getting fired. Like, you
Hmm.
always scheming, and you could have just let go of Aegon being king, but you couldn't let it go. So I did not like that. Said, poor Allison, why they do her like this? Because this was the episode where the king called her to his room. And child, girl, the look on her face was
You were
how
bored
I
to death.
felt, honey. I'm like, Lord, why don't he go his old self to sleep? Leave that girl alone, honey. Allison was like, it's quite late. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Allison over there, and he just, got on top and did his business. Okay.
Mhm.
It was
That's
just
pretty
like, why
much
they
all
do
he
Allison
did too.
like this? Yeah, what you say?
I said that's pretty much all he did too, was did his business.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, you didn't have to do her like that. But yeah, that was pretty much it. Damon being Damon. I mean, Damon always conniving too. He another Otto. Him and Otto don't get along because they're too much alike.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Always scheming.
The thing I
Always
don't like about
grasping.
And you know, the thing I don't like about the Hightowers is that they're trying to scheme to get on the throne versus having a war and go fight for it. Because you know, Aegon the Conqueror, he
Hmm.
fought for it. And
Yeah.
the Hightowers are just trying to scheme and be sneaky, and they're trying to get it that way. That's what I don't like about them.
Yeah, yeah, they are very conniving. I don't like it. But okay, so that was it for that episode. Okay, so let's go to episode 8, which is actually number 7 on our list. Episode 8 is entitled The Lord of the Ties. So we open up in episode 8, Corlys Valerian. Is ill. Okay, they don't know if he's gonna make it. And his brother Vaemon Valerian said, "Wait a minute, okay? Yeah, you know my brother said, but it's my time, okay, to take Driftmark to be the Lord of the Ties." And Rhaenys lets him know, skirt, pump your brakes. Luke Valerian is the heir to Driftmark. Okay. And Raymond said, you know that boy is a dastard. What are you doing? So he said he gonna run down to King's Landing and he gonna tell the king. And he said, oh, well, the king is sick as a queen now. He said he gonna tell Allison, you know what? You know that boy a dastard. So I need to be the heir to Driftmark. Okay. So they find out that Vaemon is going to challenge Luke's position as heir to Driftmark. Rhaenyra and Daemon find out and they follow him on down there. We see Alicent, who's ruling for Viserys, and she's made some changes, honey. She's gone very religious, very holy on us, and she has all this regalia up, okay, to announce to the people that she is serving the Seven, and she wants everyone to know that, right?
Yeah.
So, what's really sad to me in this scene was that Rhaenyra hasn't seen her dad in a long time. So she sees her dad and we see her dad. It was like, oh my goodness, he is looking shy. He fell on hard times bad. Okay. Remember, he had this condition. He has all these sores, you know, some of them from the Iron Throne, and he's not healing, right? So his health is just failing. And Alicent is taking over some of his responsibilities as king. I thought it was really sweet when Daemon and Rhaenyra introduced Viserys to their kids, to his grandkids. And of course, she had another son she named Aegon with Daemon. So there's another Aegon in the family. Okay, let's keep it confusing. And then she also had Viserys, okay, who was named after him. So he was very excited about that. I mean, baby Viserys was laying in that bed giving Crypt Keeper, I gotta tell you.
Sure
All right.
was.
Yes. So we found out Aegon done graped, okay, graped for social media. A serving maid named Diana. I'm like, he is horrible. Throw him away. Allison is horrible. She over there. Well, you know, I believe you, but others won't believe you. Okay. And having that girl drink that moon tea. I was like, goodness gracious. And we see that the boys are older and they have new actors. Okay. So Aegon has a new actor. Aemon has a new actor. Luke and Jace, and I'm pretty sure Joffrey also have new actors. Now, Rhaenyra rolls up on Rhaenys and said, hey, let's bring our houses together. How about Jace be betrothed to Baela and we'll have Luke betrothed to Rhaena? Rhaenyra went to her dad. She's like, oh, you remember what you said about the Song of Ice and Fire, okay? Do you still believe it? Do you believe that I'm the one who needs to be the queen of the people, right? And so Viserys is so out of it. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. But when it was time to stand up for his baby, okay, I love this part of the episode. Viserys stopped drinking
The
that
poppy.
milk of the poppy, okay? Because Damon's like, oh, no, he don't need this milk of the poppy. He stopped drinking it. He dragged himself from that bed. He got his cane, and baby, he struggled, okay, to come down to the court, to be there for his child, to show support. And I love the moment where he was struggling to get up the Iron Throne, to get to his throne, and Damon is the one who came and helped him.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
someone else was trying to help him. He was kind of like, no, leave me alone. But when he saw it was his brother, that was a very meaningful moment. And I love the symbolism of Damon was always scheming for the throne. He was mad he wasn't the heir. And he actually helped Viserys go up and claim his throne. That was very beautiful. Baby Vaemon came through and he said, these children are dastards and Rhaenyra is a gardening tool. Okay? Before Viserys can get his dagger out good, honey, here come Damon
That was it.
off with his head. Was interesting to me. You can see Aemon in the back, like, yeah, he liked that. You know what I'm saying? He really looks up to Damon. You can tell. But baby, off with his head. He chopped off Vaemon's head with Dark Sister, his sword. Nira and Allison actually made up because Viserys said, I'm getting old. Y'all stop all this fighting. And so they actually toasted to each other when they had the Last Supper as a family. And then, everything was going well. And here come Aemon acting a fool. His ego got bruised. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, oh, look at these strong boys. Let me toast to these strong boys, talking about Rhaenyra's sons not being legitimate, right? So then he kind of starts the situation. And then at the very, very end of this episode, we have Alicent who goes to take care of Viserys, and he starts talking to her as if she's Rhaenyra. And that's when he starts telling her that, yes, Aegon's vision, and you are the one, you have to do it. And so, of course, Alicent misunderstands him and thinks that he is basically communicating to her his dying wish that Aegon be made the king, and then long live the king, right?
Yep.
Because
Yep.
Viserys took his last breaths in this episode. Now, one thing
Yep.
I'm gonna say I like before I toss it to you, I felt that the actor Patty, or now I'm not sure, but the actor who played Viserys, kudos to him.
Mm-hmm.
Kudos
Yeah.
to him. Think he's a great actor. I
Yeah,
really
absolutely.
enjoyed his performance in this episode. Loved it. Okay, what about you?
I think you covered everything. I'm good with
Okay.
everything you had. I agree with everything you had. All right, so we are now to our number 6 on the list, which is episode 5, titled We Light the Way. So Damon ends up going back to the Vale to his wife, Lady Rhea. They end up meeting in the countryside. She's out riding a horse, and he all of a sudden shows up. They have words. She ends up falling off her horse, and she's laying there. Looks like she might be paralyzed or something. It's kind of hard to tell, but she can't move. And she makes another little snide remark to him. He gets a rock, goes over there, and that's unfortunately the end of his wife. The king, he ends up going to
Driftmark.
he goes to Driftmark to offer marriage of Rhaenyra to Lord Laenor. And they go ahead and agree to the marriage, but the problem is Lord Laenor, he has his own lover. He likes those of the same sex, and Rhaenyra knows this. So they have a conversation before the wedding. They say, well, let's go ahead and let's do this wedding because it's going to make our houses stronger. But let's keep our own separate relations. So she knows that he wants to keep his lover, and he knows that she wants to keep her lover. So they go back to King's Landing to plan out the wedding, but Queen Alicent is upset because her father, Otto Hightower, was fired as the hand. So she shows up to the wedding late and she's wearing green, which green for her house means war. And everybody just kind of looks at her, but nobody kind of says anything. Those people that are from her house, they see her and they say, we are with you. So they know what that green means. Lord Laenor's lover, he finds out who Princess Rhaenyra's lover is. He starts making snide remarks because he finds out it's Sir Criston. But Sir Criston is pissed because on the way back from Driftmark, when they were on the ship, he asked Rhaenyra to marry him. He's like, forget all this queen stuff and just come on and marry me. We can go be normal people. And she's like, no, I can't do that. I have a responsibility to the throne, and it's way bigger than me, because that's what her dad told her. When Lord Laenor's lover makes these comments to him, he gets really pissed. So next thing you know, they're fighting, and Sir Criston kills the lover. So of course, Lord Laenor, he's crying, he's upset about it. But unfortunately, the wedding has to go on. So the wedding goes on, those two get married, but at the very end of it, we see Sir Criston. He's walked out to the garden area and he pulls his sword. He decides he's going to kill himself. But then right at that time, that's when Lady Alicent walks out and she stops him from killing himself. Anita, what do you have to add to us on that episode?
I like how with the character development, it was showing how much Damon has influenced Rhaenyra. What Damon did when he came and took her to that pleasure house was he basically was telling her, you can get married and do what you want to do. So she approached her marriage to Laenor with that advice that she got from her uncle. And she's like, hey, we can make an arrangement and we can do what we want. We can be married in name only and do our duties. And then we can also have what we want on the side. And that's one reason why Sir Kristen Cole was really upset, because he's like, I'm trying to be with you and you want me to you want me to be your little thing on the side, your
Your
little
side
plaything.
piece?
Yeah. And so he was like, I gave not he gave up his knighthood, but he
His
besmirched,
oath.
I guess.
His
Yeah,
oath.
yeah, his oath. Because they wear the white cloak, so whatever honor.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I got my cloak dirty dealing with you, right? And he said the only way he could justify that was because he thought they were gonna get married.
Yeah. No, I thought that, but okay.
Yeah, and so now It was funny. I really like how she cracked his face though. You know what I'm saying? Because you could tell, like for her, it was just like, okay, I'm just having fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm just doing my thing with you.
absolutely.
It's nothing serious, sir. Okay. So don't take it that serious. But he showed his true colors, honey. That night when the people came in to celebrate the nuptials of Rhaenyra and Lord Laenor. And he got so mad. He was so irrationally mad. And for him to beat Sir Joffrey, Night of Kisses. First of all, Sir Joffrey talked too much. Okay,
Yeah,
so Sir Joffrey going over and saying what he said to Christian Cole, like, "Oh, I'm gonna keep your secret, and you better this and that." First of all, you don't know that man like that. Just,
that's
just be
right.
on mute. Just be over there chilling, right? Another thing I liked about the episode was, baby, you see the locks? Getting my little House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones on with my braids. Baby, House Valarian came through dripping, okay? At that ceremony, they came through dripping. They looked so good. The way they came in and everyone showing love. You know what I'm saying? Everyone, yes. House Valarian, right? Because in the book, the Valarians are not black. Okay.
Yeah, they're
They're
not.
not black, they're white, right? So I really like that. Now, one thing I definitely didn't like about this episode was Allison. Allison
Hmm.
had Kristen Cole come to her quarters so she could find out what happened with Rhaenyra in terms of her and Damon. And he went ahead and confessed because he was confused and thought she was talking about had Rhaenyra be intimate with him.
Yep.
So Allison was really upset. And I know part of it's because her dad made her believe it's her fault that she was defending Rhaenyra and it's her fault that he got fired. But I just feel like if Allison would mind her business,
I
if
agree.
Allison would mind her business, you know what I'm saying?
I
This
agree.
girl would not have to tell you anything. It was none of your business.
Well, and the thing about it is that she was mad at Rhaenyra, but Rhaenyra didn't lie. Rhaenyra
Mhm.
said, "I did not have a relationship with Damon." That's what
Yes.
she said. She never said, "I didn't have a relationship with Sir Kristen Cole." So she didn't lie to her. But Allison was still pissed off because her father got fired.
Yes, exactly. But you know,
Yeah.
she was right. He did need to fire him. And I do agree with what
Yeah.
she said about if she was a man, baby, look at Aegon.
Yeah. The grapist.
Yes, look at Aegon. Okay, let Aegon is running amok in the
Horrible.
palace, you know? So
Horrible.
it is definitely double standards in place for women versus men. Rhaenyra was trying to use that argument, but child, her dad was not trying to hear it. And also her dad had a right to be mad, especially at Damon. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because Damon,
Exactly.
you know, he forgave him over and over and over again. How many times he gonna forgive you, Damon? He
Yeah.
forgive you over and over again. You keep hurting him. You keep messing up. Remember that whole, the king for a day thing?
Yeah.
He's just
Yeah.
insufferable too. You know
But
what I'm saying?
I wonder at what point in history.
Mhm.
I do kind of remember when they talked about it in the book because remember a long time ago, the Targaryens, they were down for marrying sisters and uncles and
Mhm.
whoever. So, and I remember at one point other people started looking down upon it. So I guess maybe
Yeah.
that's when they stopped marrying relations within each other, like that brother, sister, uncle,
Well, they
because a long time
actually
ago they did.
didn't really stop.
Mm,
Jaehaerys, when he became king, it was a big thing because he had secretly married his sister,
that's right.
Alysanne. Yeah, so he had to be very strategic about that, but it really depended on who was the high septon. It depends on who was in charge. You know what I'm
Yeah, they
saying?
didn't like it, if I
The
recall.
religious leader. For Jaehaerys's reign, he had a religious leader who was like, okay, they are the Targaryens and they have a practice of, I have to check it, exceptionalism or something to that extent to where Targaryens are not like ordinary people
Mm,
because of where they came from, their customs and their relationship to dragons. They can
mhm.
be people who marry within their family, but no one else could. And
Yeah.
he really fought for that because you know that Helena and Aegon got married.
Yes, they did.
So, and they were brother and sister. So that's
Yes.
how that was able to
That's right.
continue.
That's right. That is right. Mhm.
All right. So we gave you our least favorite episodes from season one. Doesn't mean we hated the episodes. They were just our least favorite. And in our next video, we are going to give you our top 5 episodes. And we're also going to rate the season.
Yeah.
Anything else, Della?
Nope, I think that's all we have. I'm looking forward to talking about our top 5 though. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate it. We love you guys. So, anything else you got, Nita?
Yes. Also follow us on TikTok and follow us on Instagram because we out here, we in these streets. And also share the video if you like it. Someone else might enjoy it as well.
All right, guys. So until next time, we will meet you.
Between the margins and the movies. Bye.
All right, guys. Bye.